Welcome. As we discussed previously, culture refers to solutions to internal and external problems that are passed on to new members as a correct way to perceive, think about, and solve problems. It reflects the shared norms, values, and beliefs of organizational members, or how we do things around here. Climate, on the other hand, refers to how people perceive the total environment of their organization, or what things are like around here. Climate is composed of four dimensions: ecology, milieu, the social system, including organizational and administrative structures, and culture that are dynamically interactive within the organization. The following slide shows how climate is influenced by overlapping and interaction among these four key elements. As we mentioned, organizational climate is the total environmental quality within an organization that is influenced by its structure, culture, milieu, and ecology. Climate refers to the environment within the organization, including the school department, a school building, or a school district. Observers may describe the environment as being open, closed, bustling, warm, impersonal, rigid, or informal. Recent attention to school effectiveness has re-emphasized the importance of organizational climate. Research findings indicate that leadership, motivation, and job satisfaction may contribute to positive school and district climates and suggest viable ways to improve schools, learning, and teaching. Over the last several decades, researchers have developed and validated instruments to assess organizational climates. For example, Halpin and Croft developed a conceptual continuum that extends from open to closed climates. They posit that personality is to an individual as climate is to an organization. They constructed the Organizational Climate Description Questionnaire, OCDQ, to better understand the dynamics of school climate by looking at teachers as a group and principal as a leader. It's useful in describing their interaction in schools. The characteristics targeted by the questionnaire include teacher behavior and principal behavior. With regard to teacher behavior, they describe disengagement as indicating that teachers do not work well together. Hindrance refers to principals burdening teachers with bureaucratic committees that teachers see as busy work. Esprit or morale refers to teachers' social needs and whether they are being met and whether they have a sense of accomplishment. The notion of intimacy refers to teachers enjoying friendly relations with one another in the work setting. Principal behavior. Halpin and Croft use the term aloofness to describe formal and impersonal principal behavior, or a person that goes by the book and maintains social distance. They also use the term production emphasis, which refers to close supervision of staff, being highly directive and task-oriented. Thrust is a term that they use to describe the principal's attempt to move the school or improve the school. And consideration refers to a principal's inclination to treat teachers humanely. Each of these characteristics is measured on an intensity scale that ranges from open to closed, as seen on the schematic on the right. An open climate is described as being energetic, moving towards accomplishing goals in a way that provides satisfaction for group members' social needs. Leadership acts emerge easily and appropriately from both the group and the leader. Members balance tasks and satisfying social needs, and both are obtained easily. The main characteristic of an open climate is authenticity of behavior that occurs among members. Closed climates, on the other hand, are characterized by apathy, low esprit, and difficulty of group members, teachers, in satisfying their social needs and task accomplishment needs. Members' behavior is construed as inauthentic, and the organization appears to be stagnant. The Organizational Climate Description Questionnaire and the Organizational Climate Index by Stearns and Steinhoff focus on adults in the organization. However, in the years following the education reform movement that was launched in 1982, emphasis on climate shifted to a focus on students. Consequently, Hoy and Tarter developed an instrument to assess the climate of schools using the Organizational Health Inventory. The OHI describes the health of interpersonal relations in schools among students, teachers, administrators, and community members. Let's take a brief look at the opposite ends of the excellent school continuum using healthy and sick school climates. The OHI looks at interpersonal relations in schools among students, teachers, administrators, and community members. It conceptualizes health at 3 levels, including 1, institutional, 2, administrative, and 3, teacher. The institutional level connects the school with its environment. The administrative level controls the internal management function, and the teacher level focuses on the teaching and learning processes. A healthy school environment is described as one that keeps all 3 levels in harmony, meets functional needs, successfully copes with potentially disrupted external forces, and directs the energy towards school goals. In a healthy school, teachers like their colleagues, job, and students, and are driven to achieve excellence. The learning environment is serious and orderly. Students respect others and do well academically. Principals expect the best from teachers, get them needed resources, are influential with superiors, and go to bat for them. A healthy school has high institutional integrity, and teachers are protected from unreasonable and hostile outside forces. A sick school climate, on the other hand, is described as being vulnerable to destructive outside forces such as unreasonable parental demands and the whims of the public, and is described as being low in institutional integrity. The school lacks an effective principal. The principal provides little direction or structure, little encouragement for teachers, and has little influence with their superiors. Teachers don't like their colleagues or their jobs. They act aloof and suspicious and are defensive. Materials and supplies are scarce, and there is no press for academic excellence, and academically oriented students are ridiculed by their peers and viewed as threats by their teachers. Let's quickly review what you've learned by discussing the notion of organizational climate. Now let's apply what you know. Discuss the elements of climate in your organization and reflect on efforts by leaders to intentionally improve these areas and hence improve the climate. Finally, and most importantly, let's use what you know to solve problems. How would you act strategically to influence or change the climate of your organization over time? By focusing on organizational structure, climate, milieu, and ecology. You may also want to think about what principals and superintendents do in highly successful schools and districts with regard to leadership, job satisfaction, motivation, and maintaining institutional integrity. I hope this brief review helps your understanding of school climates.